Hi everyone, if you'd like to see how I created this delicious shepherd's pie with sweet potato mash, keep watching. I started off by dicing one onion into small pieces. I then did the same with 2 sticks of celery. I sliced them down the centre and then cut them into small cubes. And again I did the same with 2 carrots, down the centre and again into small cubes, roughly the same size as the celery. After this I don't know what happened and my camera cut out, but I didn't do anything special. All I did was put in 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 2 teaspoons of garlic ginger paste, stirred that up, a teaspoon of salt, and put in my chopped onions, celery and carrots and stir them around to saute. Whilst that is sauteing for about 5 minutes, you can slice your mushrooms. Now here I used about 250 grams, which was in the box. I didn't see any point in it leaving any mushrooms behind, and everyone loves mushrooms in my family, so why not? By this time the onions seemed to look kind of translucent, so I added in the minced meat. I used 500 grams of lamb mince. Brown it off until it looks a little bit like this. At this point you may see a lot of juices coming out, but just keep stirring it on high heat until all the juices evaporate. Then you'll be ready to add the mushrooms. Add them in and give them a good stir until they start to reduce and look a little bit like this. The good thing about adding mushrooms is it does make your meat go a lot further and does give some added nutritional value to the meal. Then I added in a good pinch of coarsely ground black pepper and half teaspoon of garam masala, because it wouldn't be the Benglish kitchen without a bit of garam masala. Give that a little stir, and I also added in a dash of Worcestershire sauce to give it that little extra kick of flavour in the background. Give that another stir, and now put in your tin tomatoes. I used 1 tin, which is about 400 grams. I don't like to leave anything behind, so I did put in a little bit of water into it, swirled it around the tin and then poured the rest of it in. And give that a stir. Again, with the same reasons as to why I add the mushroom for that little extra added nutrition and hidden vegetables. I added in 1 cup of peas. I used frozen garden peas. I just find it easier to cook with, and they do cook a lot quicker, so you're not waiting for them to sort of soften. And give that a stir. A little earlier I had also diluted some stock in a jug. I used 1 vegetable stock pot and I diluted it with 250 ml of boiling water. You can use whatever stock you like. I just had vegetable stock to hand, so I decided to use that. If you want to have a more runnier texture, you could always add some more water, but always do make sure you read the packet instructions if you are using pre-prepared stock. I then put the heat down to low and simmered that for about an hour with the lid on, and keep coming back to it to stir just in case. Whilst that is bubbling away, this gives you time to prepare the mash for the topping. I peeled, I'd say, about 1.5 kg of sweet potato. I think it might be a little bit more because these potatoes were rather large. Slice them up quite thinly and place them into a deep pan. Try not to drop any like I did, but if you did, don't worry, just pick it up with a fork so you don't burn yourself on the pans. Cover that with boiling water. I always boil mine in the kettle, it just makes things quicker and easier. Once that's fully boiling, check your potatoes to see if they have softened. It should break apart like that as soon as you put your fork in, then you know that it's at the right texture and it should mash up pretty easy. Drain it off in a colander, stick it back in the pan and give it a good mashing. I like my food well seasoned, so I did add a pinch of black pepper and a grinding of a bit of Himalayan pink sea salt, because that's what I have and it looks pretty. And it should be looking nice and fluffy like that. Once that's done, you can put it to a side until your minced meat is ready. As you can see, mine was done by this time. It was looking nice and sloshy. It was about coming up to an hour, not exactly. I then poured it into an oven-proof baking dish and spread it out evenly. I then used small dollops of the sweet potato over the top with a fork. And then pressed it down slightly, but not too much, because I do like to have lumps and bumps so that you get like nice crispy gnarly bits around the edges. And then I topped with a bit of cheese. Now I used red Leicester because I thought it complemented the potatoes quite well. Stick it in the oven for half an hour on 190 degrees fan oven, and it should come out looking a little bit like this. I served mine with green beans. You can serve it with what you like. Broccoli is always good as well. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give it a thumbs up. I will try and upload some more videos, and feel free to share it with friends. And if you have any advice, please leave it in the comments and I will bear that in mind. Thanks for watching. Bye!